What is happening, everyone? Welcome back to G-Ball Vision. Today I have for you guys another exciting unboxing to dig into. Before we get started, double check and make sure you are subscribed to the channel. I would love to have you here. And before you head out, hit that thumbs up button. Greatly appreciate it. And feel free to let me know what you're carrying down in the comments. So we have a knife coming in from Shanzu. And we have previously unboxed a fixed blade from this company. You may or may not have seen that yet. I don't know if that will go up before or after you see this video. But we have a nice little box, little zipper pouch. Shanzu is a very new company when it comes to folders and fixed blades as far as outdoor or EDC type fixed blades. Sticker, paperwork, microfiber cloth, so little zipper pouch. So definitely a decent unboxing there, unboxing experience. And then our knife is in a little cellophane here. So this is called the Shanzu Peafowl, Peafowl. And Shanzu is a kitchen cutlery company. They specialize in kitchen cutlery. That's why the company was started by the owner. He wanted good kitchen knives at an affordable price. He found that over in China or wherever, that's where the company is, but where he was at and what he could find was knives that were either garbage or knives that were extremely expensive when it came to the kitchen cutlery scene. And that is why he started Shanzu. Now, more recently, they have started with their very first folder and their very first fixed blade. And they reached out to me, asked me if I'd like to check out anything, and I said sure. I'd take a look at your guys' folder and your fixed blade, of course. And the fixed blade, excellent quality, especially for the price point. Now, this one in particular, I don't know the price point on, but the fixed blade was very affordable, and I assume this will be as well. Let's get this guy opened up. So we have a nice leaf-shaped pattern there on this guy. We have a satin finish as well. And then we have a cutout and a flipper tab for deployment. And I noticed on checking the centering, which is on point, this is a pretty thin blade stock. So we'll see what kind of edge comes on this bad boy here in a moment. We got some jimping up there on the spine. Nice little pokey tip, leaf-shaped blade. Can't go wrong with a leaf shape. They got a little S there on the pivot. I dig that. Since we have that, I would like to see the show side of the blade clean. And if you must put the name of the knife or what have you, just put that small on the back here on the clip side. That way you can keep the show side clean on this guy. You have good access there to the liner, and they do put a little chamfer on that guy, so it's not bad to disengage, and it's fairly comfortable as well. As far as lockup, it's very early at about 10 to 15%, 20 if you're lucky. So we'll see if that plays a role in anything here in a moment. All steel liners. We got open flow through construction with 2 standoffs here. We do have a deep carry clip, going to be non-reversible, so this will be just right hand carry only. The clip is recessed, and then the screws are not. So we have a nice touch with the recessed clip. Would have liked to have seen recessed screws there. Now, I'm sure, as you know, being new into folding knives and all that, they are probably, I'm assuming, in order to be successful, very open to changes that would need to be made, or preferences, right, from people who deal with this type of thing every single day. I want to get that blade cleaned off here and get a better look at it. It had smudges all over it somehow. What's that look like? That's better. They'll be open to suggestions is what I'm saying, what I'm getting at. And, you know, The steel on this is going to be ZDF 905. And when they told me that, I was not familiar with it. I'm still not real familiar with it, but from what I gathered from them, this is word for word. I asked them about the steel on this knife. I asked them how it was treated. So this is what they responded with, and they didn't give me any trouble. They answered right back and said, we have checked with the factory. So they said that we got the feedback on the ZDF 905 material. Belongs to a high density oriented powder foam steel quenched by ultra high temperature, critical temperature, then tempered twice to obtain the HRC of 61. So does that make complete sense? Sorta. I'm no, steel genius or anything like that, but it seems like they have a good process down. But do I know that for certain, for a fact? No, I don't. And then as far as the fixed blade, which, like I said, you may or may not have seen, that one is coming in D2. Monoblock steel and is direct die cast. So that is what they were applied with for that. As far as the cutout goes, I'm trying to think, where did I just see? It's kind of like the key-shaped hole, or some people call it like a teardrop. I like the cutout, or I like that style of cutout. And then the rear flipper tab works pretty good. Push button definitely works really good. They have this jimped, which is great. And they have it almost all the way around, or they do. It pretty much ends right here. So I would say pretty good on the flipper and the jimping. And the light switch works really well. Push button also works extremely well. Let's see what this guy looks like in the pocket. I'm going to guess that's a steel rollover clip there. Yeah, that is a steel rollover clip. And then we do have steel liners like I thought. This is going to be very affordable, guys. We have a deep carry clip here, and we will have just a tiny, tiny bit poking out of the pocket there. Pretty good retention on that clip, though, and I do like how it cants down. I won't mind it being a little shorter, but I do like how it cants down and then comes back up to give you that kind of retention there, and then they flail it back down instead of leaving it poking straight up in the air like some companies do and have done. So as far as ergonomics go, you do have the flipper tab that's going to act like a guard, so you're going to pretty much be stuck right up against that flipper tab, especially depending on your hand size. For an XL hand, you'll still be able to get a full purchase. My pinky will land on that flat there, and then the rest of my fingers fit in there pretty good. It is a little bit of a skinnier handle as far as how tall it is, but it's still pretty comfortable. I would have loved to have seen a G10 backspacer in here opposed to standoffs, but that is always what I say and always my personal preference, but that is one thing I do prefer. As far as aesthetics go, I think it's a really good looking knife. I won't mind seeing, they do have one other version with the same pattern, but it's just a couple different colors. I won't mind seeing, some other colors as well. I do like the satin finish. I like the blade shape. You have that nice low pokey tip, so that's going to be great for detailed precision type cuts. And then, flipper tabs can get in the way sometimes, but in my experience, if you're paying attention to what you're doing, you're going to be just fine. It does look like they've rounded that off there, almost like if you would want to put like a fingertip there, maybe, if you're getting into something where you need a lot of control, but you're not really, you have a lot of control and a lot of time. That is when you would want to do something like that. And like I said, the blade stock is extremely thin on that blade. And I will have their website linked down below. I know they're working on getting some US, I don't know if it's like offices or factories, or not necessarily factories, but warehouses, so they can have their knives over here as well. Because like I said, as far as their folding knives and their new fixed blade, they have one folder, which is this one, and they have one fixed blade, which I don't want to bring out just in the off chance that video hasn't gone up yet. But it's really nice for a brand new company that's just putting their foot in. The fixed blade was really impressive, and this is turning out to be, now, like I said, I don't know the price point. I'm going to assume very affordable on this guy, just like the fixed blade. You know, at the right price, I can definitely see this being a successful knife. And I also like how from the scale, it ramps up and then it starts its slope down. So that'll be a good place, you know, with the jimping and that slight ramp. That is going to be a nice place for your thumb and to have some comfortable ergonomics. I really want to check this blade stock and see what we are working with, because it is thin, guys. So that's coming down around 103 thousandths. So anywhere from 100 to 105 thousandths. That's pretty damn thin, guys. That's getting down there pretty good. You start getting around 100 thousandths, that's a pretty thin blade. Now, the question I have is, how is that lockup in there? It is early, and it looks like it could be fine, but if this isn't done properly, it will kick this liner out from under there. So why don't we go ahead and we'll see what happens. So we got the spine whacker out, and we got our Peafowl here. It is locking up solid, guys. It was centered, it's locked up solid, and there's no movement in there at all. No side to side play and no up and down play. I'm not going to move my hand like this and say there's no play. There's guys who do that. But yeah, I can wrench back on this thing and there's no play up or down, and then there's no play side to side. So that's pretty damn good for as early as that lockup is. You would think it would start to rock. Okay. I was a little nervous there, guys, I gotta admit. It's solid. No way. No way. That's incredible. I have seen early lockup like that on frame locks and liner locks, and it's been a huge problem with some of them. Now, with that being said, not all of them, but for a new company that's just starting out with folders, as far as folders are concerned, I would say a couple of small tweaks. Shorten up that clip a little bit. No branding on the show side of the blade there. Just leave the S on the pivot. Man, that's really about it. I won't mind seeing micarta for the handle material, but G10 is just fine. Man, you guys will have to let me know what are some things you would change on this knife, because that's really all I have is print on the front, shorten up the clip, and keep doing what you're doing. Really, I mean, the detent is fine. It's not, you know, anything to write home about, but it isn't real loose. You know, it isn't real light. It's not bad. Not bad at all, especially for the reverse flick, which is, you know, how most of you guys are going to open this. That reverse flick is money. Thumb flick, it's a touch light for my personal preference, but still, you know, it isn't just coming out, you know. You got to actually give it something. There is a tiny bit, I just felt that just there. There's a tiny bit of lash, but I've never really had, if that's the only issue functionally, there's no lockup issues, no centering issues, that sort of thing. Not a massive deal to have a little bit of lash. Do you want the lash? No, but huge deal? Not really, especially when we're talking this type of price point. But you guys will have to let me know. What do you think of this thing? I'm definitely interested to hear what you have to say on this one. Really need to know what your guys' input is. And they do have other knives that are in production right now, I guess. So maybe we will see what they have in the future for us. But I would say, you know, keep on this same track here. Don't go backwards. Keep going forwards with what they have, and kind of keep perfecting on it. Take suggestions. Use those suggestions. If they see this, that would be my, you know, and you guys feel free to leave your input down in the comments for them. But yeah, I think off the first folder that they have, I think it's a solid job all the way around. You'll have to let me know what you think. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button, guys. Really appreciate it. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel. We release a video every single day, sometimes twice a day. Love y'all. Go watch another video, and I will catch you guys on the next one.